Hello, welcome or welcome back. In today's Nogi Jiu-jitsu video, I'm going to give you some key submission grappling tips. This is a female Nogi submission grappling training. I am a purple belt. I'm not sure what belt rank she is. She's probably a blue belt now. She's very, very good. All right, now here is a key tip. You could tell what game she's trying to work on. She right here is going for a butterfly sweep. She has a great foot angling right here for like a corner throw. So what I'm doing is I'm working to put her legs together. That way it kills the butterfly hook. Here's a key tip. So do you see how I did this back step pass, and do you see how her arm is causing some issues during the pass? Especially if you go with an upper belt, you see how where my elbow position is in her armpit? If I were to slide that up and pin her tricep, that would cause her arm to be pinned against her head. That's called a reverse underhook. If you do that, then that renders that arm controlled, so you'll have less of a hassle from that. From side control, I love going to this north-south position. The technique that we do is called a walk around. From here, the key is to get heavy. And you do this by driving your head into their sternum. And remember, the key with control too is to not just be static, but to be able to move with them and to practice techniques so that you can transition to different positions when they start to make escapes and when they start to move. It's ironic because usually you think of control as like staying still and holding tight, but you actually have better control when you're able to move and not be afraid of moving around. So here is another key tip. Right here I'm going for a north-south choke, and because of that pressure, do you see how she raises her arm? Anytime that you see their elbow above your head like that, that is the opening that you look for the head and arm choke. A lot of this technique is often taught where you force the arm up through different techniques of leverage, but against a bigger, stronger opponent, I know this from experience. Looking for the opening is a hell of a lot easier than forcing the opening. And on either end too, like if you find yourself getting caught in a head and arm choke or arm triangle, it's the same thing. It's because you're lifting your elbow up, and once you get their elbow up, if you pin your forehead to the ground, then they're not able to get their elbow back against their torso. So you basically, your head acts like a stopper, so they're unable to get the arm back. And that right there is a key element. The only thing that you have to worry about is getting your legs over to the other side without getting caught in half guard, or like a powerful bridge. So that right there, that is key. I actually got that question that same day rolling because another, I think she's a blue belt now, but another girl had the same issue because I kept on getting her in that triangle. This is an excellent sweep, and she goes right in for a heel hook. Now she's going for an arm drag. I pull back. I'm trying to get her knees like pinned together. Anytime that you have that knee shield, think about underhooking it like I'm doing here and shelving it, and then you can do a knee cut across, which I just did, and then I go to basically like a back step motion back into a north-south position. And here is a key tip for this north-south choke. This is a very it's kind of like a nuanced choke. So the key is here. Do you see how I'm like rolling her forward? The reason why I'm doing that is to A, get my arm underneath her head, and B, to make sure that I'm under her chin. And then from here, a lot of people will try to focus on basically squeezing the arms, but that's not the key. The key is to focus on your lat and driving your lat into the side of their neck. That's why I typically like to go at an angle. So think of, trying to use their near side carotid artery like it's a massage tool, and you're just trying to massage out your lat. And here, I mean, it's been on the entire time. She has wrist control, yes, but you can see I added a note here about this planking. Do you see my legs, how they're off the ground, nothing is touching? That's how you add pressure. And she taps like immediately after, like a second after I clasp my hands together. So that tells you that, the choke was on. Clasping the hands is it's a secondary afterthought. You can finish this choke with pressure from your lat driving into them, which naturally drives your bicep into, because it's like a little pressure sandwich. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. So the two key takeaways here are, next time, back step passing and the cut across pass is something that I do very frequently. It works a lot. And then I typically love transitioning to north-south, because there you can, see some openings. Try it. Try going for this north-south choke, and if you're driving into their carotid artery, sometimes you'll get them to relieve that shoulder pressure by trying to grab it, to pull it down, and then when their elbow is up, staple your forehead to the ground and go in for that arm triangle. Or anytime you're in side control and you see their arm go up, and that's typically due to pressure. So plank it, active toes, and you increase the force by decreasing the area. So if you're driving, let's say, a shoulder into them, that's a nice focused area. And if you, for example, have your knee on the mat, you're taking the weight off of them and you're putting it on your knee into the mat, which is why planking basically and just having active toes makes you feel a lot heavier. So yeah, I get that compliment all the time on the mat, like, you feel heavy. Oh girl, thank you.
The system broken, the schools closed, the prisons open. We ain't got nothing to lose, so we roll with some light-skinned girls and some pretty roads. In this white man world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cool world, I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you in the morning. This is way too much, I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till the world's out. Sauce is Napoleon, my food is Mongolian, my ice brought the goalies, and I embody every characteristic of the egotistic. You know, I'm so gifted, I just needed time alone with my own thoughts. Got pressures in my mind, but couldn't open up my own vault. I tell like creativity, purity, and honesty is honestly being crowded by these grown thoughts. So one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till the world's out.
All I need
big when we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had a back boost. Had to hit my old town, to duck the news. 24-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in, Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, see my going sad. This shit way too formal, y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made off records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into final room. Told her I been, you coming too. In the 305, treat me like I'm Uncle Luke. Slot the top off, it's just a roof. She said, where we going? And I said, the moon.
So until next time, try these tips out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
You coming too in the 305, treat me like I'm Uncle Luke. Slot the top off, it's just a roof. She said, where we going? And I said, the moon. We ain't even make it to the room. She thought it was the ocean, it's just a pool. Now I